Capricorn, this is your week ahead astrology forecast for the week of May 3rd to May 9th. I got all my notes written down here for you, and what we're going to do is go over the major planetary aspects and transits for this week. Welcome, everybody. This is your weekly astrology forecast from Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. My name is Michelle, and welcome to my channel. What we're going to do is we're going to start out with the things that are really, really broad, that impact everybody. And then we're going to whittle it down to those things that Capricorns especially should be focused on. And then I will relate everything to your natal suns and how it is going to impact your life directly. Now, you'll be able to know where your natal sun is by looking at your birth chart. By looking at your birth chart. If you don't have a birth chart, you won't need one for this reading, because I will be able to basically refer to correlating dates, so you know when your birth date is, right? So I'll be able to refer to correlating dates, but those are estimates. So the most accurate way is to just run a natal chart. You can go on any search engine and search free natal chart, and then it pops up free natal chart. All you have to do is put in your birth date, which you already have, your birth time, and your birth location, all of which is on your birth certificate, and it'll pop out a chart for you in seconds, and then you'll know which degree your natal sun is located on. If your natal sun is located between 0 and 9 degrees Capricorn, you are Capricorn 1, because your natal sun falls within the first decan or group of 10 degrees of Capricorn. If your natal sun falls between 10 and 19 degrees, you are a Capricorn 2, and if your natal sun falls between 20 and 29 degrees, you are a Capricorn 3. So, let's start really broad, the big stuff, Capricorn, the stuff that's going to impact all of us. We have a full moon on the 5th, a full moon in Scorpio that is also a lunar eclipse. That's right, we had a solar eclipse just a couple of weeks ago on the second new moon in Aries, and now we have a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. The moon is at its fall position in Scorpio. It's naturally uncomfortable there because it just can't be emotional. Emotions are hidden and repressed in Scorpio, and the moon is very uncomfortable and it feels a high pressure. And this full moon is all about release. So if you think high pressure and release, there's going to be an explosion. This is going to be a very emotional moon that is exacerbated by, and the whatchamacallit, what do you call it? The light, it's going to be lit. What is that? Why am I forgetting the word? Is going to be lit, not the torch, whatever, is going to be lit by the sun in Taurus that is also conjunct to Uranus and conjunct to Mercury retrograde. There's stuff that needs to be said that's coming out of the past, and Uranus wants rebellion and wants change, and that is what's going to incite this big old kaboom that happens on that Scorpio lunar eclipse. Eclipses bring changes. This is going to be a dynamic change that is going to expose and expose what it is that needs to change, and then express or exercise all of that toxic energy that's been being held onto or hidden for some reason. So this could be quite an explosive lunar eclipse. Venus is going into Cancer on May 7th of this week. So that's actually a really beautiful energy, and it is going to impact you guys in a specific way that's actually quite nice. So Venus going into Cancer she's much more loving, she's tender, she's nurturing, and she wants long-term commitment. She's family oriented. You know, there's just a much more connected and openly loving energy about Venus in Cancer, and she's quite happy there, actually. Later on in the week, or by the 6th of this week, she's going to be forming a grand trine with Saturn and with the South Node. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Another big aspect that is happening is Jupiter square Pluto. And by the 7th of this week, Mars is going to be included. So Jupiter is going to be squaring Pluto and Mars, and Pluto and Mars are going to be in opposition to each other. Can you say the sparks are going to fly? Yes, they are. Things are going to get done. Relentless pursuit of what we want. We're not going to take it anymore. And it might be catalyzed by that full moon and stuff that comes out. People might get real desperate. And when they get desperate, they expose themselves. That's going to be real interesting to sit back and watch. Just to let you know, I think there is going to be a lot of expose of especially emotions that have been kept silent or secret. So lots of changes and dynamics could come out because the truth actually comes out. We also have we talked about that grand trine. So let's talk a little bit more about it, because something that Capricorns always need to be aware of is, where is Saturn? Now, Saturn is in Pisces, and it will be in Pisces for about 3 years. It's at 5 degrees Pisces, and it's not comfortable there because it has to work the hardest there. But oh, what beautiful results can come from Saturn in Pisces. Reality, like literally reality is going to get expanded when Saturn is in Pisces, because it's got no other choice. It's going to be sitting in water for the next couple of years. It's going to bloat, and it's going to have so many new ideas to manifest into reality. So Saturn is in a grand trine this week. As of the 6th, it's going to be trine to Venus, and it's already trine to the South Node. This is really beautiful energy. It means there is a settling and a harmony when it comes to just committing to value, or making a commitment to value someone or something, or a commitment to value, taking those things seriously, especially with that Cancerian energy. This is very emotional and loving and nurturing energy. So that is actually quite nice. Let's see how it impacts your natal suns directly, though. Capricorn 1. So if you are born in December, you're generally a Capricorn 1. Maybe Capricorn 2 starts on the 29th of December, but most of you are Capricorn 1s, especially if you are on the Sagittarius cusp. If your natal sun falls, this is how you know it's exact. If your natal sun falls between 0 and 9 degrees Capricorn, you are Capricorn 1s. Your natal sun is going to be sextile to your ruling dignitary Saturn this whole year. So this is time for you to expand and grow and get at your career, and actually broaden and expand what you may be good at, or you might want to dedicate yourself to. Opportunities might come in more creative fields, but this is a really good year for you. And that's a long-term transit. So is this trine to the North Node, which means you are happy to look forward to your future. You're excited about it, and it's looking really beautiful and really good. And all these opportunities that are coming up this year are setting you up for success as you turn the corner into your future, getting closer to your future, or knowing what you want out of the future, right? That becoming more clear. This week, though, your natal suns are trine to Mercury in retrograde, which means it won't be so horrific for you. You could also get good news that you've been waiting on, or information that actually helps you as well. But your natal suns are in opposition to Venus. If you are on the cusp of Capricorn and Sagittarius, this is going to be all week for you, that your natal suns are in opposition to Venus. So your experiences with that Venus energy, it'll just be, there's just a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress around feeling valued, being valued, how you value things, valuables in your life. Could be tension when it comes to your relationship. So this Saturnian energy might help you a little bit, might help you stabilize, but it will be a kind of a tense week when it comes to those subjects. This is not the best week to go get your hair done. If you scheduled that appointment, I would wait till a week and a half from now. Absolutely. Don't make any big aesthetic changes or huge purchases while your natal sun is in opposition to Venus, just an FYI. Now, Capricorn 2s. Capricorn 2s are generally maybe the 29th of December through the 9th or 10th of January. Beginning of January, first 10 days of January is generally about where you guys live. But like I said, exact, please go and consult your natal charts. So you are the ones that are going to be impacted most profoundly by the full moon, because the full moon is going to be sextile to your natal suns. That is a very helpful energy, and it could produce a lot of opportunities once truth comes out and kaboom happens. It also means that you are trine to the sun and Uranus this week, which is also very helpful energy for brilliant discoveries, trying something new, finding something new that you really like, having confidence to pursue something that was different than what you originally thought that you would be interested in, and also just expanding into territories that are surprising to you and you didn't expect to have doors open for you. You do have a long-standing square to Chiron, which is difficult energy. It does compromise how you feel about yourself, makes you question your self-worth. But ultimately, I think what's coming of this week is starting to look at different perspectives or see things in it from a different perspective, so you could get opportunities or ideas that go beyond the struggles and the sufferings and maybe even the handicaps that you've experienced in your life. We also have, so those are the big ones, but they are really big. That sextile and trine during that full moon eclipse means that this is working out for you. Somehow, these changes or what comes out of these explosions around the full moon is going to offer up doors opening for you. It could even be just doors opening in terms of putting something to rest and starting something brand new, starting something over fresh, knowing now what is wrong so that you can go at it and fix it, and feeling like now you can contribute to the change instead of the change just carrying you away. This is really beautiful energy for you guys. Now Capricorn 3s. You are conjunct to Pluto if you are on the cusp of Aquarius. This is difficult energy because it means that, but you have been, Capricorn 3s have been experiencing that conjunction to Pluto for a while now. It's starting to wane. We've talked about this long term. You're already experiencing the change in you, the change in who you are, which is impacting your life outside of you, right? So your life is dynamically changing. Even your world views are dynamically changing, especially now that Pluto is in Aquarius. So that's long term. The point of this week, though, is that Pluto is very activated. So when any long-term conjunction you kind of get, any long-term aspect that's impacting your natal sun, you kind of get used to. This is like an energy that is sort of what it becomes your stride throughout the year. But this is anytime a major aspect happens to that conjuncting planet, it exacerbates it, and you start to really feel it move around, like feel the energy of it. So that's what's happening with Pluto right now. Pluto is very activated because it is square to Jupiter and opposite to Mars. This is a very contentious energy, an energy of relentless pursuit, an energy of I'm not taking no for an answer. So if you find yourself getting more stubborn and more relentless, just don't leave. That's okay, as long as you don't go to the extreme of being ruthless and deceptive to get what you want, doing whatever you want to get what you want, because that will create bad karma and it will blow up in your face eventually. Just an FYI, the intensity is there this week. You have a long-standing, a long-term aspect to Neptune. Conjunct Pluto, sextile to Neptune. This is beautiful energy because it means that you are changing in a way that you couldn't even imagine, and you are part of the change of the world. So this is really exceptional energy. This week, what you're going to be experiencing is that square to Jupiter. Your natal suns are square to Jupiter. This intensifies your desire for things. It wants you to grow really quick and really fast, and it even gives you a level of optimism that could be deceptive. So the challenge for you this week is going to be to calm yourself the fuck down and to not take too many stupid risks, and to screw your integrity to its sticking place. It's really, really important to be very aware of your integrity and your morality, and to not let it be malleable this week, because Pluto can be very convincing and convince you to compromise on those things, and that will not be something you like. Venus is quincunx to your natal sun. That is going to be very challenging, and no, it's going to be more tense. You could be dealing with stubbornness from a loved one, or stubbornness, or not feeling comfortable in your own skin. It's not really a great time for you to make decisions about what you want to change about your aesthetics or about your relationship. Just know that the tensions are there so that you know that there is problems. Write them down and say, okay, this is what I have to look at and start looking into and working with to fix. That's the good part about those tense aspects, is that they reveal where the problem is so that you can do something about them. So I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell so that I know that you like the video and you help the channel grow. Also, come on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot and check out your week ahead tarot card reading. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye, Capricorn.